Teda Malian and my other video of Akalian logic and critical thinking unit 2 ka video nti cho jong non jokon recognizing non-argumentative passage jokon ko la rede jokon machwale non inferential passage jokon ke jokon expository passage jokon ki kon illustration with ke video pa wobo jokon explanation jokon with ata dien ke ma jog bien ka non-argumentative passage then chwale conditional statement la conditional statement man jan bano ka jan video man ana tanore conditional statement. A conditional statement is if then statement. They are the material na math grade 11 ki math dung math for natural science ki social science magorian ta ka freshman course mutually if then key implication ka then conditional statement the if then statement la if then theater to if you study hard then you will score A grade michi kwen along B A grade B no nama a conditional statement load no if then statement la michi na malaya na bana manata na michi binama yeah. Every conditional statement is made up of two component statements. One conditional statement, or tijireke statement da statement da statement immediately following the if is called antecedent. La statement la before if ita chokon lele if you study hard go well I statement before if kachimele you study hard man one man chwale antecedent key if clause and one following the then is called consequent key then clause yeta gwang man madong mo gurzen chwale consequent yeta mo bekon ga chada man metalali if you study hard then you will score A grade kokor then go metalele you will score A grade man one money a consequent. However, there is occasion that's the order of antecedent and consequent reverse. What do know got I'm gonna take a madong de gwatken de gwat and mutual antecedent can consequence. Ki dong de medeban la then dong de gwatken de gwat. For example, if you left out then you can away from the above example antecedent and consequent is reversed. You tell me then they con antecedent gonna consequent they con good can they con not la you will score A if you study hard. La example is the antecedent is you study hard. Antecedent guaman core if ka and eventually you study hard and the consequent is you will score A grade. Consequent kima bukor zanka and tabella will score A grade. No in this example there is a meaningful relationship between antecedent and consequent. Like example man la antecedent can consequent like chicken relation kiti marom gamugwa mamat. However, such relationship need not exist for a statement to occur as conditional. What do no relation to it? Chigdita or that ko the statement de lare a conditional what chigdita or that. The statement if Getanakabari is a singer then Hawasa is Makali is just some conditional statement that is in above examples. Watch it Getanakabari twer keno Hawasa is in Makali Hawasa did you Makali. Why? Because charek conditional statement la take antecedent kana consequent. Janan gua consequent if janan ko la ma ben ko if ko jen chol antecedent jen ditenon ba zan ba latin ko la ma ben ko zan ko jen chol consequent tu mi kon zan kon wo bana gwet ken bana ko gwet be ma chol consequent be ben yam antecedent be lo jok conditional statement are not argument or conditional statement it's a argument because they fail to meet the criteria given under earlier ko chicken criterion in argument chicken no ko argument goro da it the goro da ke inferential link la goro de inferential link da ki goro de do de proof. In an argument, at least one statement must claim to present evidence. In argument, at least one statement must claim to present evidence. Wa ka argument wa changa la statement kela wa wanyo goro da door da claim ki da reason da gomo. And there must be a claim that evidence implies something. Goro da te claim kwala gor latke ki mo gor kelatke baka ke lo no merit kona lo no argument goro da te ke premise ke no da te ke conclusion. In a conditional statement there is no claim that easier than antecedent or consequent present evidence. To know a conditional statement tell me you do antecedent kana consequent tell me you do it is good or proof ki it is metana a conditional statement. In other words, there is no assertion that easier rather there is only an assertion that if antecedent is true then so is consequent. Do no conditional go no the no bang like tell me ku prove do no the no in the minute tene bena minute tene like no the ne tag no tell me ku prove it. For example, the above examples merely asserts that if you study hard then you will score A. Jeta ka chada tanyal lar ne bang no mi chu kuin long BAB no tele prove lar ki tele me nyu do dong mi ran kuin long de ran A no tele mi chi nyu so ko tele mu ku prove ka tele inferential link ten ki reasoning link ten so bukon argument. Of course, conditional statement as a whole may present evidence because it asserts a relationship between statements. Do you know why you talk conditional statement? Don't there evidence down? Go can like the relation of statement key relation of antecedent can a relation of consequent do you know relation tell me you the quador proof do no taken relation do no tell me you the quador proof. Yet when conditional statements are taken in this sense there is still no argument because there is no separate claim that this evidence implies anything. Therefore one single conditional statement is not an argument. Like conditional statement kel karwari wa chadia argument bola to if you study hard you will score A. Si kon la no one tell argument ko tell inferential link tell me you do mitran ko no long BA no lar kane bang ji tell me you kana mo single conditional statement is not an argument. The fact that the statement begins with if makes it the idea conditional and not a final reasonable assertion. The fact that statement begins with if makes it ideal because conditional and not a final reasonable condition. Anyway, you do take if ideal like it take a reason That is why also conditional statements are not evaluated as true or false without separate evaluating the antecedent and the consequent. Then our conditional statement chikonde la re Thok ki chikonde la re kaj dungno mi chikon antecedent chikon kamrar ke chikon consequent chikon kamrar then wada kon kulla re Thok ye kaj dungno conditional statement kilo chikonde ye Thok chikonde wa kaj yeta if you study hard you will score A kadong the mani chade la re Thok mi yene de dong tiram me chide kuin long de A no cái đóng thì làm đỡ quyền long đó chạy đến là mình chứ còn đây là đi tốt cái chứ còn đây là đi cái yeah they only claim that if antecedent is true then so is a consequent đúng nó nhột cái ơi mi chỉ nằm thế này nó bị nằm thế là like mi chỉ michi quyền long bi a you know ajana nyot kan no che nyodo ada toki da hakash. However, some conditional statements are similar to arguments in that they express the outcome of reasoning process. As such, they may be used to have a certain inferential content. Wadu no ka argument ta anken chat ke wa conditional ta anken chat ka argument ko mitikan ke reasoning process chat ke chat man tao if destroying a political commentator gives you joy then you have a low sense of morality wan dong di ramakong yin dong di nakki di destroy wan man nyo do tali morality ki tali charan ki changlan. The link between the antecedent and consequent refers the inferential link between the premise and conclusion of an argument. Wa inferential link at the antecedent and consequent ki mateke destroying a political competition gives you joy you have a low sense of morality. Why can a link like a premise can conclusion ka argument. Yet there is a difference because the premise of an argument are claimed to be true, whereas no such claim is made for antecedent of condition. Why do you take ko premise dung argument ka la char ke la kona assume la yi Thok la kona char ko widani Thok ko kona char ko widani Thok duno gwa meneka ka conditional statement ko la nen conditional statement chadi ha Thok ki chadi ha kaj. Accordingly, conditional statements are not arguments, yet although taken by themselves are not arguments. Their inferential content or inferential between antecedent and the consequent may be re-expressed from argument. For example, the conditional statement can be re-expressed in the form of an argument as follows. Wakono ko conditional statement ko onda la re Thok ki e kai ada kon premise kala kon ga assume la ka Thok wa conditional statement chi kan dia argument ko ngono ko chi ke statement cha ke de tole cha de la re Thok ke ka wa dung no conditional statement de kon ga rel ki de kon ga re express de gro de read long no de gro de read la argument. Destroying a political competitor gives you joy, therefore you have a low sense of morality. Destroying a political competitor gives you joy, therefore you have a low sense of morality. Theater. The contrary, destroying a political competitor gives you joy, therefore you have a low sense of morality. Here we clearly have premise and conclusion structure. If you go and try to premise state and my conclusion, taken. So argument again. Finally, while no single conditional statement is an argument, a conditional statement may serve as either premise or conclusion of an argument. Observe the following examples. Why ko chukon ngaje no conditional statement kel karwade chadia argument do know wa conditional statement that serve la premise ki conclusion ki dong da serve la kanda okay cheta chan thing den chan chan de chan kamun gu chawa if he is selling our national secret to enemies then he is a traitor wa me secret no kon nang kara good money a traitor chakon look chawa he is selling our national secrets to enemies secret no kon wa la ka kam gitara therefore he is a traitor kono janamu ram lokon ki rame chikon kwa tane mun gudi no wa miche teno kon miche ka kam gitar jen wudu money to kon kwa wudu money ka cha nyo ben wo no wudu money che teno kon che kwa ka gitar cha ko lo ko no wudu money ngu wudu money e would mi ci kon kwak ki chakon look if he is selling our national secrets to enemies then he is a traitor. If he is a traitor then he must be punished by death. Therefore if he is selling our national secrets to enemies he must be punished by death. Mene go gid go out ten ka ken jenta dong de conditional statement ta dong de ka la premise ki de ka la premise ki conclusion de ka la premise ki de ka la conclusion ki de ka la premise kan conclusion kan haro ke chu conditional statement ko rodien chikan dia argument ko cha de la re ko to ki ka kain ka argument amma de statement ka statement go statement me de la re to ki ka ran mo de la de bien di lo the relation between conditional statement and argument may now be summarized as follows. Wa me gui kon ke relation dung argument ke premise de kon go ko tagn la tene dokuto no go de yen ka kabalo mu go yen o ti yen te pay kon go kwen gan yal ti yen ko ba kabdo no dokuto no go do ran ka kabalo manam a single conditional statement is not an argument and no conditional statement kel garwade chadia argument rather conditional statement may serve as either premise or conclusion or both of an argument. Rather, conditional statement that led la premise, ki that led la conclusion, ki dong that led la premise kana conclusion kanda haroke. The inferential contents of conditional statement may be re-expressed to form an argument. Wa inferential content dung conditional statement de kon read nyok la mi kon read de kon read ka argument non. The first two rules are especially pertinent of recognition of argument wa rule are then lakan kon for the argument according to the first rule if the passage consists of single conditional statement it is an argument but if it consists of the conditional statement together with some other statement, then by the second rule, it may be an argument, depending on the factors that the premise, the presence of indicated words, and the inferential relationship between the argument. Kajan chala, enume conditional kel mitabella premise. There or the argument. Okay. You know, rule already conquered Nyaman. He ruled that a single conditional statement is an argument, and a conditional statement may serve as either premise or conclusion. Then, good and more than. Conditional statements are especially important in logic and many other fields because they express the relationship between necessary and sufficient condition. Conditional statement ke statement to go along ray logic can appeal to ko nyut can dek machwale necessary condition ki goro daranda ko dwor can sufficient condition can wrong ke daranda ko dwor goro daranda ko dwor can wrong de ko daranda ko dwor A is said to be sufficient condition for B whenever the occurrence of A is all that is needed for the occurrence of B. Malar kona A is said to be a necessary condition to B. Malar kona A wrong ke B. A wrong ke B. Nyu de no eno chi A teten. Jeno gor kona ke lo eno de B da happen. A is sufficient condition for B. No, A then wrong B. A then wrong B. No, chi A then wrong K ko de B da. There sufficient condition. For example, being a dog is sufficient condition for being an animal. Cirketa de door da joke. Ani then wrong ko de lare no money lay. Ko joke de kelly. On the other hand, B is said to be a necessary condition for A whenever A cannot occur without the occurrence of B. The caller B goro da condition ko de ke B goro da condition ko de A ben Nyudo A chede ben enemy to B con ben. La B is said to be necessary for condition for A. Nyudo no A chede ben enemy to B con ben. Thus, being an animal is necessary condition for being a dog. Yeta nyudo gwa menino. Being an animal is necessary condition for being a dog. And we don't dare run lay wa dong de ran lay no dong de ran joke no dong de dorda joke no dong de dorda joke chade occur ki chade togo chudo chade togo de dor joke mi dor mi chi animal ko joke te ji animal la tebano goro bia kweno go like nyoro bia kweno go quiet place bawlo idun long me chale necessary condition kana sufficient condition man. The difference between sufficient and necessary condition is a bit tricky. Why there again necessary can sufficient condition why like when and now man like. So to clarify the data further, suppose you are given a large closed cardboard box. Suppose you are told then like take a day along like no man can and actually necessary condition can a sufficient condition sufficient but alone wrong yet a sufficient condition for B no a wrong go dong de B ben dung no B is necessary condition for A no A chade talk me can B con talk A chade talk me can B con talk la take a day along no go one can natural sufficient can necessary. One minute I summarize. If X is a dog, then X is an animal. X me joke, X bo animal. If X is not an animal, then X is not a dog. X me animal, X ba chi dog. The first statement says that being a dog is sufficient condition for being an animal. If X is a dog, then X is an animal. Another dwarda joke wrong code lari lay. Another dwarda joke wrong code lari lay. And the second, that being an animal is necessary condition for being a dog. La road woman knew the no animal da condition ko de dor de lari a dog. Like goro bia ja kwen long go atod man. And A is sufficient condition for B. If A occurs, then B must occur. And then A is sufficient condition for B. You know, michi A micha talk, may B badil talk. A is necessary condition for B. You know, if B occur, michi B micha talk, then A must occur. Rather than they and diagram with sufficient condition go. If A occurs, then B must occur. Do know A is necessary condition. If B occur, then A must occur. Then generalization. Non-argumentative passage may contain components that resemble the premise and conclusion. While non-argumentative passage teach conjugating. While they take a component down their premise they can conclusion, but they do not have inferential claim. Do not tell inferential claim. Because do not tell inferential claim, you do not tell argument. However, some passages like expository, illustration, explanation can be interpreted as an argument. While do not passage to expository, illustration, and explanation. While they get it argument. And the inferential contents of the conditional statement can be re-expressed to form argument. My inferential content dung conditional statement they are argument. Therefore, in deciding whether the passage contains an argument, you should look for three things. La mugoro nyo the passage take argument walter argument wadi talk what the indicator word such as therefore, since, because, and so on. Indicator one don't go with rather an inferential relationship between the statement. Inferential relationship then kill you need a long ray argument but allow big with the American correlation mckel mon the odan man there proof premise mon the law the conclusion there proof key premise no one is the conclusion there support then load inferential relationship. Typical kinds of non-argument. Goro bukon non-argument bukon kangat chit kamat chikon non-argument gujan mutual non-inferential ke expository, illustration ke explanation ke conditional statement. Why no chikon tatanong da ko lako da kon argument ngat. But remember that the mere occurrence of indicator word does not guarantee the presence of argument. Wa tiam the child video dongmo eno ti indicator word ni chiang chen yo do dong it argumentative. You must check to see the statement defined as identified as a conclusion, which is claimed to support by and more of the statement. Also keep in mind that in many statements that lack indicator word, the conclusion is the first statement. Wa goro being much no statement long title indicator word because therefore mono kake argument wa tutana being ngajan go tungwan long conclusion ki la mala beniam being ngajan go conclusion la mala beniam long metal indicator word. Furthermore, it helps us to mentally insert the word therefore before the various statements before deciding the statement should be interpreted as conclusion. Wa mo da kan ko na la ran wo man da conclusion ka pass in the tell indicator wa goro bi 04 bi char ke bi latin ke bidu la bi kulu bidu mu ga ke chukun ke la tan goro wa goro do Quran ke bi the mene da den Thok non-argumentative passage ken lokan kon ko de kon argumentative passage ngat no mi kon non-argumentative passage ngat de kon argumentative passage de kon ngat no me den 12 video kan mana dia tete motor de jekten ana banarum ke video do gua chloi de tes